5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
And I, for one, welcome our new insect overlords.
Welcome to Sacrilicious with Robin and Snerts, a Simpsons review podcast. I'm your lovable nerd Snerts, aka Joshua Stearns, and I'm joined by the equally delightful Robin. Don't have a cow, coward.
Hey, yo, Josh. How are you? Are we doing voices? Is that?
Yeah, I don't know. See, it was so weird because I was like, oh, I should last minute try to do a William Shatner because we're doing a space episode, and then
yes, I love it when you do voices.
wins. Yes. And then it kind of fell apart, and I was like, well, I don't want to re-record this intro, so we're just moving forward. How are you?
Well, how you been, buddy?
Yeah, I'm all right. All right. You know, family going through some shit, which sucks, but you know, and then I'm okay.
Yep. Aging parents, man, it is something that we all deal with, but
Absolutely.
spring has sprung here in Atlanta, and it's been a very nice weekend. However, I have hay fever, and so if I sound like, you know, like one of those 60s smokers, you know, in the old, come down, honey, buy some cigarettes from me.
If only we had more Patty and Selma this episode.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think of a Patty and Selma line with Homer.
It's mostly grunting.
Jub jub.
There you go. Well, if this is your first episode, here's how it works. One of us will pick an episode of The Simpsons to discuss. We go through the plot, provide questionable impressions, and point out our favorite bits. This time, as my final pick for Season 2, we're going to Season 5 of The Simpsons on Episode 15, Deep Space Homer! Directed by Carlos Beza and written by David Merkin. The first air date of February 24th, 1994.
I was wondering if this was a special episode because, like, getting Buzz Aldrin and James Taylor, two pretty big, but I don't really think so. I didn't.
No,
see
it's just in the middle of the pack, you know,
Yeah.
when it comes to episode count.
So-
It's one of my favorites. That's one of the reasons I picked it. I'm even wearing my
Oh,
NASA
hell yeah.
shirt that people can't see, but it's super cool.
He is.
So yeah, I've loved this episode for ages. You know,
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure I saw it relatively to like the initial release in '94. I would have been in junior high at the time, so definitely plenty of Simpson watching happening at
Yeah.
that. Do you have any memories of this episode?
Oh,
your youth?
absolutely. No, I mean, this is one of those ones. And I think that it was received this way throughout Simpsons fandom. I mean, it's one of the, you know, episodes that has still being talked about. Is still being talked about.
The Wikipedia section has like a reception area that I usually just kind of ignore because who
Yep.
cares? But it's always in those like top list of best episodes ever, or
Yep.
those lists that are kind of like, oh, the wackiest and wild adventures of Homer type of deal, because
Yeah,
it was a very,
100%.
very big deal for him to be going into space. And spoiler warning, not everybody was on board with the idea. So
Yeah.
that kicks us off though into our favorite copy paste segment, Behind the Wiki. A wiki, a wiki, a wiki, a wiki, 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 All right.
Every time that Wilhelm scream gets me every time, Josh.
Oh, it's the best scream ever. Like I get so excited when I'm like watching a movie or a TV show and they have the Wilhelm scream just in it for one reason or another. I'm like, Wilhelm. All right. So Merkin based the episode on NASA's cancellation of the Teacher in Space project, which sent civilians to space in an attempt to get more public interest in the shuttle program.
Yep.
This was announced in 1984 by Ronald Reagan. And the whole idea was to get students, honor teachers, and other people like mathematicians or science or whatever to get them more into like space exploration and the sciences needed to do the said exploration.
It was a huge deal.
Unfortunately, the first participant, Krista, here we go.
Krista McAuliffe.
Krista McAuliffe, tragically died because she was included with the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster of
Yes,
1986. So the
which
program
we
was closed in
watched.
1990.
All
Yeah.
of us.
Oh,
It
you
was
did?
on
Yeah.
it was on TV in every public schoolroom in all of America, and we all watched her die live on television, and then they cut off the TV and never mentioned it again.
That is like they just put up the technical difficulties. All right, who wants to do finger painting?
It's funny because I remember vividly watching it, but not having the reaction to it in the moment when it
Gotcha.
happened. And then later it was obviously the biggest news story for a long
Yeah, I mean,
time.
I would have been 3.5 at the time, so I don't have any of these memories, but I've heard the stories of it, and it's quite fascinating. There's also
Amazing.
some weird like Final Destination stuff going on where like one person was supposed to go, but they didn't want to because their family was against it. So that's why Krista ended up getting the gig.
Yeah.
And it's just this like weird kind of like 6 degrees of separation around it. And it's a tragedy. And, big surprise by 1990, NASA's like, all right, we're done. No more.
Right. Nah, don't do that anymore.
Yeah. So enough about the tragedies, though. There was other worries that are not so dramatic with Homer going into space. A lot of people thought it was just too big of an idea, and Matt Groening was really worried that the episode would have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
He was wrong.
No, he did not. He missed on that one.
And in that vein, several gags were toned down to make the episode more realistic, including an idea that everyone at NASA was as stupid as Homer. That would have been a completely different episode, right?
Oh yeah, very much so.
Like, I think that would
It's
have not
amazing
worked.
how different that would be, and we'll talk about that later.
Well, because like the fun is the juxtaposition between the idiot and the intelligence, like
Right.
and or the straight man, so to speak.
Right.
And, like NASA as a whole is the straight man, and then Homer's the
and
idiot.
the disconnect of the scientists from the rest of the world as well.
Right. Buzz Aldrin and James Taylor guest starred as themselves, so that's cool. And also, the staff was very concerned about Aldrin with the line that he has in the show. It goes, "Second comes right after first." They were thinking like, "Oh shit, is that going to be an insult to Buzz?" So they had an alternate line, which I thought was hilarious because they were so nervous about it. You could tell these guys are geeks because like Buzz Aldrin, second man on the moon.
Look, Buzz Aldrin. I mean, listen,
huge.
this is a legendary human.
That's absolutely. Hey kids, if you're into the land moon as a big fake conspiracy thing, tell that to Buzz's face and watch how you get punched.
That was the other line.
Oh no! Like
that's right.
There was someone who was a skeptic of the
100%.
moon landing, and he decked.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. So the other line that they had was first to take a soil sample, but Aldrin preferred the original line, which is why it stayed in the script. David Silverman,
That is pretty good though.
David Silverman directed the potato chip sequence instead of Bayes. The chips were partially animated on an Amiga personal computer to smooth their rotation.
Amazing.
Several parodies, of course. 2001, Space Odyssey, Alien, Beverly Hillbillies, Star Trek the Original, Deep Space Nine, Planet of the Apes, and Total Recall. And those are the ones that I found not only in the wiki, but I added a couple because they were missing some. That's all. They didn't put Total Recall, and they didn't put the original Star Trek on there, which I thought was kind of weird.
Yes, very odd.
So that was Wikipedia Prime. Did you have any like fun stupidity from any of the other wikis?
No, like I said, in these classic episodes, it's much more put together and very similar to the regular Wikipedia page. The one thing that stood out to me is that there's a couple of jokes in this episode that kind of stand out. One of them is there's this joke with G-forces, and one of the jokes is still iconic with Barney's face reacting to G-forces. It's a meme. But Homer in both, he changes into different characters, and I've always found that to be kind of just subpar of a joke.
Yeah, and Matt Groening agrees with
as
you
well, and he said it out in the episode. I love how he has no fucks to give Josh, so he's like, "No, I didn't like that."
That's okay. I mean, that's what you need.
He's just kind of a bitch
well,
in the commentary.
He didn't prevent that from happening. You know what I mean? He'll voice his opinion, and then he'll let the people do it because he's there as the creator. He's not there as the showrunner.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I was wondering if we were going to get some kind of weird Wikipedia fact from you about like Homer being a space alien because of the teaser ending that we get with the 2001 Space Odyssey baby, but it's Homer instead.
Yes. It turns out Homer's not actually a what do they call it's like the cosmic baby or something like that. There's a name for
Right.
the 2001.
Yeah. All right. We don't get a chalkboard gag, but we get a couch gag instead. And this is like just standard early Simpsons stuff. Big fat guy on the couch. They all try to squeeze in next to him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're starting off at the plant with a mandatory meeting for the Worker of the Week award. This is where we get the Total Recall reference. For folks who don't know that movie, there's a giant X-ray machine and people are walking by it and their skeletons are showing and they use this as a way to detect weapons. So you have the security guard there and he's like, clean, pistol, Uzi, 2 kids posing as adult. Oh, hey, Homer. And then Homer is hunched over looking like an ape or a Neanderthal.
Like a primate. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. But let's go just take a step back. Pistol, Uzi, 2 kids dressed as adults. And it's great because you see 2 little skeletons on top of each other.
It's fantastic. So apparently everyone has won this award except for Homer. And he comes up to Lenny and Carl and he's very excited. He's like, I know I'm going to win it this time. Yeah, how come? You Rule 26. Every employee must win Worker of the Week at least once, regardless of gross incompetence, obesity, or rank odor. And of course, those 3 things explain Homer to a T. And I wonder if that was his fight for when they were going over the union contract.
Come on.
The Homer rule. So Mr. Burns is up on his balcony. He doesn't fall off the balcony this round, so that, just spoiler warning, what doesn't happen.
What I love is when he's come out, Smithers is like, attention everyone, let's have an odd hush, please. And he comes out and everybody's like, oh.
And then, of course, Burns, he gets the speech a little bit wrong here. He's like, compadres, it is imperative that we crush the freedom fighters before the start of the rainy season. And remember, a shiny new donkey for whoever brings me the head of Colonel Montoya.
And Smithers comes over. He's like, no, that's not it. What? Oh, and by that I mean, of course, it's time for the Worker of the Week award.
And Homer's all ready to win, but instead it goes to the inanimate carbon rod. And this is one of my favorite.
Well, then they set it up.
It's so good because they treat the rod like a person throughout this episode. And
so
not
they
just a
set
person,
it up
like a celebrity.
He sets it up in this way because Homer's literally the only employee who's never won this, and he's guaranteed to win it. And he sets it up by Mr. Burns going, I can't believe we've overlooked this week's winner for so very, very long. And Homer's like chuffed. So we simply could not function out without his. Gives him a gender tireless efforts. So a round of applause for this inanimate carbon rod. And then Smithers like hangs the award around it.
It's on it's on Burns' arm and it kind of like lowers a little bit. I love that little animation of his arm just kind of down
and it's this green rod. It's this very kind of just green metal carbon rod. And
Homer's enraged and he's like, inanimate, huh? I'll show him inanimate. And then he basically freezes in place as everybody leaves the event and the sun goes down. All right. So, we're at the kitchen table and Homer's complaining about the rod. Now, one of our favorite things in this is Bart thinks the rod is like a celebrity and is very intrigued.
Homer's like, stupid carbon rod. It's all just a popularity contest. Bart's like, wow, did you actually get to see the rod? It is inanimate carbon rod is one of the good Lord. I'm not going to make it through this, Josh. I'm not going to make it through this episode. This is going to kill me. I'm going to hyperventilate.
Oh, if this is your last episode of Sacrilicious with Robin and Snerts, we're going to make it a good one. All right, so Marge is her usual sympathetic self and mentions the family respects Homer. While this is happening, Bart writes on Homer's head, insert brain here with an arrow pointing upwards. And this is one of the best jokes ever because Bart laughs at it, the kids laugh at it, Marge laughs at it, and then Homer starts to freak out and he keeps spinning around trying to see what it says.
He goes, what does it say? What does it say?
And then he ends up going on the floor and kind of spinning in a pattern. And this
he's like a dog trying to chase his tail, Correct. He's just like going around and around. And he's like hyper about it. He's like, and he's just going at this hyper pace and the family's laughing. And then slowly we watch their faces fall. As he just stops. Keeps going. It's harder and harder.
And they start giving each other concerned looks,
such a quintessential Homer moment. This is Homer at his finest, Josh.
So Homer goes to his one true friend. No, it's not beer. No, it's not donuts. It's TV. And he's like, TV respects me. It laughs with me, not at me. Turns it on. And there's some guy just laughing at the camera. He's like, oh, you stupid. And pointing at the screen and stuff to that nature too. So Homer, is upset about that. And he changes the channel. And then we get a upcoming space launch coverage. Where the goal is to study the effects of weightlessness on tiny screws. And we get very dry, like a Tom Brokaw like reporter.
There's a couple guys going back and forth, science reporters, and it's our Harry Shearer. And he like shines in this episode because they're so dry, but it's like, like the way he does the sports announcers, like the context of the way they write it, the lion's shares of this flight will be devoted to the study of the effects of weightlessness on tiny screws.
Of course, this could have literally millions of applications here on Earth, and everything from watchmaking to watch repair.
It's like boring. And this is true. So it's very interesting because with the space race and Star Wars program, which was our missiles from space, like it was a big deal under Reagan. And then they realized no, we're really just bringing satellites up.
Yeah, well, also, once the Cold War ended, the space race kind of really hit the end of its run.
Yep.
Because there wasn't any need to show off how many things we can throw up into space.
Or spend $10 trillion on it in a year.
Right. The coverage continues, even though the batteries fall out of the remote, and Homer is just panicking. He can't get those little suckers back in there. And then I love this line where he's like, they've been dubbed the Three Musketeers.
He's like, and the line I love is the writing.
Yeah.
And we laugh legitimately.
Yeah. There's a mathematician, a different kind of mathematician, and a statistician.
And Homer's like, make it stop. And Bart walks in and he's like, not another sporting baseline. Homer's like, I know, change the channel.
Bart immediately knows that there's an emergency going on and what the emergency is about. He does a heroic dive to the TV to unplug it before the launch continues. They kind of give they're both little
It's a great Homer and Bart moment.
All right, so we're cutting over to NASA at Cape Canaveral, and they are just devastated by the low TV ratings. And the guy gets this report, and he's the main NASA official for the episode.
Once again, this is all Harry Shearer. Back and forth.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's Harry talking to himself a lot. And he's good at that. I mean, he does Smithers and Burns, so he's
100%.
He's like, the main NASA official, as I call him. Oh my God, we've been beaten by a Connie Chung Christmas.
This entire episode revolves around Nielsen ratings, by the way.
There's a meeting with at NASA, basically because there's a potential danger of losing funding, and they want to make sure that continues. And one of the guys has an idea that's rather interesting.
Maybe we should finally tell them the big secret, that all the chimps we sent into space came back super intelligent.
No, I don't think we'll be telling them that.
And of course, that's the chimp. And he has this nice little British voice with roller skates on, and he has a pipe as well, wearing a little suit. It's
great. He's like an MI5, the head of the government program. But I love that they make him British and the head of the Ministry of Science,
It very much reminds me of the whole DC Comics has a detective chimp that does some of the magic stuff. It's the same thing. There's something about a chimpanzee with a British accent that's chef's kiss every single time.
Yeah, 100%. Gentlemen and ladies, I've called you here to discuss what ideas you have regarding future experiments aboard the space shuttle. We need to come up with something flashy in order to justify our exorbitant budgets.
You know my opinion, Director Chip. I vote we continue the work with the tiny screws. The implications are limitless.
No, Dr. Wilcott, we've already exhausted that research. The implications were, in fact, severely limited.
What about slightly larger screws?
No, enough with the screws, Dr. Wilcott.
But it's my life's work.
Yes, tragic.
I will once again suggest we study the effects of weightlessness on mating and reproduction. Hubba, hubba.
Oh, Lord, we've been through this, Dr. Featherbottom.
What about primate reproduction? Think of the images, the information that we could glean from this work. I know many people who would pay to see you.
Yes, I'm sure you do, you sick, sick man.
Excuse me, gentlemen and chimp. I think I have an idea.
Well, what is it, Dr. Wurst?
Primate oral, I hope?
Good God, man!
Dust. That's right. The very dirt under our feet. But what will it become in space?
My God, man, that's brilliant!
Think of the effects on squirrels. Primates could rub it on their butts.
That's it. Security! Dr. Featherbottom again, please.
This is ridiculous.
And so began the exhaustive and expensive study of the effect of weightlessness on dust, its effect on tiny screws, and the severely antisocial sexual predilections of scientists.
All right, so to show what the average American wants, they turn on the TV and we get a couple Fox sitcom samples out of here. The first one up is Home Improvement, and it's basically like Tim Allen's characters on the lawnmower with Wilson in the background.
Yeah, Wilson behind the
fence.
He's
Talking about how he souped up his lawnmower, but then he goes in reverse and he's like, "Oh no, I've killed Wilson. Looks like it's back to jail for me." And I think this is in reference to Tim Allen's early youth when he got in trouble. I think
100%. He did 2 years for cocaine. Yeah. And then they switch over to Married with Children. Did you ever watch Married with Children?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
And Home Improvement. I watched both shows.
Yeah, but Home Improvement, I think it was ABC, but they go to their other Fox big show.
It was Fox.
Was it Home Improvement?
Yeah, because at least it was in the LA area, because it was Home Improvement, Simpsons, and then another show, and then Simpsons for the longest time.
So then, see, this is the example of like how terrible these shows are, because then they go to the Married with Children, and it's Peg going, "Ow, let's have sex." No, Peg.
And then you get the classic Married with Children, like woo,
the track.
Yeah! The audience is and he flushes a toilet, and then they start to cheer.
Yeah. Because they used to have a running gag on that show where Al would just go to the bathroom, or like you'd come back from a scene and you just hear flush, and then he'd walk out of the bathroom like all chuffed with himself, like, yeah.
So the head NASA guy determines they need a blue-collar slob for the next astronaut, and then the scientist, I love this line, "I suggest a lengthy, inefficient search at the taxpayer's expense, of course." Yeah, I wish there was an easier way. And then the phone rings.
Wait, Josh, there's an earlier joke is, excuse me, there's an earlier joke where they're like, the public sees our astronauts as clean-cut, athletic go-getters. They hate people like that.
Oh, yeah. I love that line, too. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah, it's so good. All right. Now we got a random-ass phone call in the middle of their meeting, and it's Homer. "Hello, is this NASA?" "Yes." "Good. Listen, I'm sick of your boring space launches. I'm just an ordinary blue-collar slob, and I know what I likes on TV. How'd you get this number?" "Shut up! And another thing, how come I get no tang around here? Also, hold on a second." Toilet flushes. All the NASA people are looking at each other excitedly. And then the official goes, "People, our long search is over."
I love the fact that Homer, like his esoteric knowledge of the Supreme Court, has NASA's number. Like he's able to get NASA's number and call in.
The next day, the two main NASA officials track Homer down at Moe's, and he's making another call. "Hello, is this President Clinton?" "Good. I figured if anybody knew where I could get some tang, it'd be you." "Shut up!"
I love how he's sitting on the payphone in Moe's when he's doing this, you know?
So then the two officials are like, "Hey, was it you who prank called NASA yesterday?" And he's like, No, it was him." And he points to Barney. And then they give him the line of basically, "Hey, do you want to get higher than you've ever been in your life?" "You're an astronaut? Sure." And he makes a crack about like this will like get you, respect to your friends and
from
family.
your family. Yeah,
And
exactly.
then Homer snaps out of it and he's like, wait, I'm looking for respect for my friends and family. I need that now. And he has this great
He runs
line.
over. Yeah.
It was me. I made the crank call. I do it all the time. Check with the FBI. I have a file. I have a file.
And he goes, the scientist is like, we better take both of them. And the assistant dude takes out his, what do they call that, blackjack club, and just whacks them both over the head. And he goes,
I don't really think that was necessary. They wanted to be astronauts. I know.
I'm not going to make it through this episode, Judge. Good night, man.
Now we get the Beverly Hillbillies reference as basically the family is riding the car from the show. Over
It's
to Cape
random.
Canaveral.
It's random. So they're going to Cape Canaveral in, en masse as a family. They're all going to be on the base, which is important later. And it's just kind of a random thing with Marge sitting on the back of the truck in the rocking chair like grandma was.
Somebody just liked Beverly Hillbillies and they wanted to like
exactly
bring them in. So. All right, so NASA is holding a press conference to announce the average American going to space. Homer is wearing an apron, spatula, and chef, so he's about to have a cookout at some barbecue. And then Barney is in a golfing outfit with a club.
So the apron says, "Hail to the chef." It's that classic one.
Very good.
It's hilarious, Josh.
I like how the first two questions out of the reporters are like, is this a joke? And then the NASA official is like, no more questions of that nature. And they all lower their hands.
And they're like, is this a joke? No. Next question. No, really. Is this a joke?
Yeah. So then we get another question from a reporter. I think we have a clip for this one.
Question for the barbecue chef. Don't you think there is an inherent danger in sending underqualified civilians into space?
I'll field this one. The only danger is if they send us to that terrible planet of the apes.
What I love about this, too, is at this point, the NASA official is kind of giving him the side eye. I mean, like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then we have a moment that's classic Homer where he's realizing something that everybody else knows from watching the movie for the first time.
Wait a minute. Statue of Liberty. That was our planet! You maniacs!
And we get our Charlton Heston here.
Damn you! Damn you all to hell!
It's so good. It's so good. So as Homer cries and does his Charlton Heston impersonation, we hear a Barney burp, and he passes the fuck out on the stage, and we see 2 empty beer cans around his feet.
And the scientist is like, press conference over.
Yeah, no further questions. Kind of reminded me like for the Weekend at Burnsies where they close the curtain, but then like you still see them sticking out underneath the curtain,
That's that image where he uses his foot to push it back, push his face back under. That's great.
So now that the training is beginning, Barney is told no more drinking during the whole endeavor.
What? 3 whole weeks with only wine? I'll go crazy.
Because he's like, no more beer. And he's like, what? Only wine? Yeah.
I also like how Homer is ready to rat out Barney right away. I know you like this line.
He's like, he's magnanimous. He's like, and may the best man win. And then he whispers to the guy, he's like, he's got a big drinking problem. I couldn't bear the program. Meet me up on that tree later and I'll tell you more. Like they're kids, like telling secrets in the treehouse.
Yep. Funny. And then Homer is staying with the family at the base as we discussed. And it's kind of like, so we get a whole new kitchen design and feel because it's supposed to be like, on base housing, and it has a real 60s vibe to it.
It's like that retro vibe that you get from like the Jetsons tries to do. It's kind of
like the way the fridge looks and the toaster and some of the other appliances. It's very retro.
That modular stuff. Yep.
Yeah. Let's see here. So Bart is expressing admiration for Homer, and he goes, hey, what's the opposite of shame? Right? No, not that far from shame. Homer chimes in. Less shame? Yeah.
And instead of Bart's being sweet, like they have that moment where he's like, yeah, Dad, yeah, little less shame.
Marge is also going through a wide range of emotions, and she just basically explains them. Like
This is another like kind of outlier joke, but it's like they're trying to be a bit Schwartzweldian, where they're just doing a bunch of different jokes, because this is a standard joke elsewhere where she's like, first I was nervous, then anxious, then wary, then apprehensive, Then kind of sleepy, worried again, then concerned.
Yeah, it's to me it felt like she was just kind of going through like the astronaut's wife's emotional range,
right,
that you would see, like, in a
exactly.
movie or something like that.
Then she goes, but then I realized how important being a spaceman is for you to do. And Homer's like, what now? Who's doing
right.
what now? His exact line is, who's doing what now?
There you go. All right, so the next day, Homer enters the training facility with a donut in hand, and he goes, well, here I am, right on time. I don't see Barney. Let's crash the rocket into the White House and kill the president. Gumbo.
Actually, he's been here since sunrise.
Hi, Homer. Since they made me stop drinking, I've regained my balance and diction. Observe. I am the very model of a modern Major General of information, vegetable, animal, and mineral.
I love it. And then Homer tries to counter with his own feat of dexterity. And he does cartwheels while doing the like classic, there once was a man from Nantucket, and he immediately crashes into the sidewall.
I love that he does the limerick, the dirty limerick.
It's not Gilbert and Sullivan.
It's not
like
Gilbert
Barney.
and Sullivan. No, that's a little Zance there.
And then we get the G-force test that we mentioned before, and Barney's face is just everything's being pushed back in a classic old school animation style.
Yeah.
The Simpsons, and then Homer turns into Popeye and gets, I can't stand this no more.
It's just like some of these, like some of these are random jokes that really I love in this episode. And the other ones are just like,
Yeah, I mean, in hindsight, I almost kind of wish they would go back to him just singing like jingles every time the G-force was happening. He could just, I don't know. Anyway, next up is we get the lung strength test, and Barney is again kicking ass, but Homer just drinks it instead, and we get a classic.
It's that test with the straw where you're blowing the ball up through the liquid, and he's just sucking on it like a straw.
All right, so the next up, we get a gladiator fight, and I'm pretty sure this is a parody from the original Star Trek, and you're going to confirm that for us, right?
Yeah. It is a reference to this episode from Star Trek called The Gamesters of Triskelion, and it's this very well-known episode where Kirk has to battle these big monsters to save the crew, and they're in these great outfits where they're like showing a bunch of skin on.
It's very Mad Maxy gladiator fight,
100%
ancient Rome type of deal. Also, the music,
there was the reference where they're
right?
The
music is the same, right? Too.
Exactly. Exactly. And then there's also this reference where the guy's like, I wager 400 quatlus, which is such a nerdy joke, but it's one of those, Harvard nerd.
Well, because it's weird too, because I wasn't sure if this was Star Trek at first until that follow-up joke.
So it's funny because a lot of these jokes are very specific to that time. Popeye, and some of the other stuff. There's a Nixon reference later. It's all like kind of front of the mind. When a lot of the
50s, 60s, 70s type of stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So the next day, Homer and Barney are introduced to their other astronauts, Race Bannon, and Buzz Aldrin. Banyan, right? The Y is silent?
Yeah. Race Banyan.
Yeah. So Race Banyan really reminds me of Rick something or other from that episode where Homer versus the 18th Amendment with the beer baron.
Oh,
They seem very, very, very similar. Only one's like a PI and the other is an astronaut. And they even kind of have that stage like, I'm Race Bannon, damn it. And you're going to respect me.
Yeah, exactly. But I like how they introduce Buzz Aldrin. He goes, and this Buzz Aldrin, the second man on the moon. And Buzz Aldrin goes, second comes right after first.
Long, awkward pause.
It's a precursor to Talladega Nights.
Oh, really? Sure. Right. Yeah.
Like everybody's looking at each other like, okay, Buzz. But
Buzz is complimenting Barney too, which annoys Homer. Homer has very high hopes of winning the swimsuit competition, but it turns out there's no competition. And yes, he did wax his bikini zone for no reason.
But let's talk about the fact that it's a pretty big deal that Buzz Aldrin was on this damn episode.
It's great. It's fantastic.
I mean, he is truly spectacular. And for him to agree to do this is just a sign of who the Simpsons were and who those writers were and the producers were who were convincing these awesome people to come on the show. Like
I'm
Michael
also a
Jackson
big,
back in the
I'm
day.
also a big fan of NASA because it's like a government organization that isn't focused on killing people for the most part.
Well, give it time, Josh.
And so
Give
like
it
it's nice that we have
time.
heroes like Buzz who are out there to like further science and knowledge of our species versus doing it for
100%.
something that's like selfish or capitalistic reasons. All right. So
those were the good old days, Josh. Those were the good old days.
To no one's surprise, Barney is the winner, and I love the national official. He's like, gentlemen, you both worked very hard, and in a way, you're both winners. But in another more accurate way, Barney is the winner.
And listen, and Homer's being magnanimous. He's like, congratulations, Barney.
It's very nice of you, Homer. And I also just, again, my favorite part of that is, but in a more accurate way, Barney's the winner. It just cracks me up. As they're starting off with like the participation trophy, but we know it's just going to Barney and not to both of them type of deal. So they propose a toast, and this is like really sad because as soon as that sweet, sweet booze hits Barney's lips, he reverts to his old self.
To the mission. It begins.
So he's being restrained from the scientist. He gets free eventually. Gets a jump pack. Or a jetpack. I love that tone. Crash lands on the roof of a pill factory. Hits the cement on the ground and is run over by a marshmallow truck.
It's just fantastic.
Cut back to the scientist and Homer. I don't understand. That was non-alcoholic champagne. That's official. Well, Homer, I guess you're the winner by default. Default. Woohoo! The two sweetest words in the English language. Default. Default. That's one of my favorite lines. I've said that so many different times. Where it's like, oh, well, by default, Josh gets it. Default. Default. Two greatest words in the English language.
What I love about it is then the scientist comes back with the club.
The blackjack.
Clubs him back over the head.
Where'd you get that anyway? Sent away. All right, so we get an Itchy and Scratchy short. Bear with me, folks, because I'm going to try to explain the action as coherently as possible. The title is Scar Trek, The Next Laceration. Love it. That's just
perfect
and hilarious. And we get a lot of kind of, this is where we get the aliens reference too, because Scratchy is piloting a rocket through space while eating a sandwich. Itchy pops out of the stomach of the cat, just like you would an alien, with the sandwich in hand, and then eats it itself, which is great.
And then licks his lips. He's like,
oh yeah. Itchy throws the cat into an airlock. The feline manages to get a spacesuit on before being blown out into space. Then the mouse gets into a machine that kind of looks like a sub with claws. It's kind of hard to explain it. Like it looks almost like the circle of a TIE fighter, but it had like two kind of claws that you would use in space exploration or deep sea exploration.
Yeah, it's almost like the machine from Alien that Ripley uses too. Aliens.
Oh, almost. Yeah, sort of. Yeah. But more of like a capsule with
the clamps. It has the clamps.
Yeah,
got the clamps, Josh.
Got the clamps. You saying I gotta clamp something?
I'm gonna clamp you.
So then he grabs the mouse with the machine and literally cuts him in half with the rings of Saturn. The bottom half falls into the planet's orbit, burning up on entry.
He's swimming after his bottom half and then as it goes to the atmosphere, and he sees it burn up, and he's like, oh.
He's like indifferent, but not defeated. You know what I mean? Because he's like, I still have my top half. Not for long. Because then the top half is grabbed by the machine again, and they rip off the helmet, and then his head inflates like a giant hot air balloon. And of course, he pulls out a little tiny pinprick and explodes the head, and then in blood it says the end.
And I love right after the episode, there's a announcer going, the preceding program contains scenes of extreme violence and should not have been viewed by young children.
And we get Lisa and Bart doing their classic cackling
like they always do.
And Homer is there shitting his pants in fear. Like the sweat is dripping down. He's gripping the edge of the couch.
Yeah.
And his eyes are like super wide, and he is terrified of what that implied.
Yeah, I love how they used Itchy and Scratchy to like terrify him about space, because space is terrifying. But
and this adds up to the next action for the character, right? Because we get the classic, all the astronauts are suited up. They're walking in slow motion.
They're walking down the gangplank. It's like The Right Stuff. It's an homage to The Right Stuff.
And then we see the reflection of the rocket in Homer's visor, right? Is
Yeah.
that what you would call it?
Yeah.
And then we get a classic Darth Vader type, no,
In slow motion again.
And then it pops out of slow motion. Hey!
He's lost his nerve. He runs and he calls Marge up.
Yeah, and we got a clip about that phone call because I think it's very sweet, and there's also a great joke involved too.
Because he calls her up and he's like, Marge, I don't really want to go through this, but being an astronaut is how you respect me.
Homer, when I met you, you weren't an astronaut. You didn't even know how to use a touch tone. But I still respected you, and I always will, no matter what. Homer, you already died.
And that joke is paid off a second time by the time their conversation is at the end. And then
so
Homer
like,
basically
right,
takes the advice to heart and brings up an example of when he was a kid and he wanted to go see Mr. T at the mall.
He was going to go see Mr. T at the mall. He's like, I waited, then I finally went. They said he just left. And there's this weird joke that they always write where he goes, and then I asked the guy if he'd ever come back again. And he said he didn't know. They just had like these like tags onto these stories that are just throwaways. It's an ongoing thing, but he's like, that's it, Marge, I'm going. And Marge is like, oh, I'm so proud of you. Beep, boop, boop, beep.
And then you just see her defeated look. She's like,
he's not going to make it through this.
All right, so he's on board, and now we got the two pros going through the technical checks before launch. Homer is acting, though, like an annoying kid on a road trip. Are we there yet? I'm thirsty. And then Race kind of scoffs. He's like, ugh. Mission control. Request permission to sedate cargo ahead of schedule. Permission denied.
Permission denied. I love the way he says it, like you know, a game show host.
Yeah.
Permission denied.
Well, you know me, I always love a good man on the PA system, right?
Absolutely, 100%.
I also love their payload. They have a checklist. Payload checklist. IRS surveillance satellite. Check. Ant farm. Check. Children's letter to God. Check.
So on the Children's Letter to God canister, it says, what is it? What's the phrase I'm thinking of? Jettison.
Oh, yeah. Then we get on the PA. The guy comes back. He goes, 3, 2, 1. Make rocket go now.
I love the launch, you know, instead of go, it's make rocket go now.
Yeah, I was also very tempted to use this because, like, as the fans of the show know, we do a opener and closer that is literally NASA audio from space launches. And I was wondering to myself, I'm like, wow, should I have done Deep Space Homer all along? And I was like thinking, no, I like the real deal.
Season 3, Josh, season 3.
We get another Homer face change. This time it's Nixon. So, you know, as they're getting blasted up into space.
So the joke is they're going up and he's going, and it changes into Nixon's classic. They were used to go, yeah.
The whole family is watching.
Don't laugh at that. It's not that funny, Josh.
The whole family is watching the launch on TV, including Grandpa Patty Summon and the pets. Bart shouts out, "Go, Dad, go!" And then we get the poetic Lisa. You want to take this one or should I?
How doth the hero strong and brave a celestial path in the heavens pave?
Huh? What? Huh? What? Huh?
Go, Dad, go.
Just so like nobody
just like destroy Lisa.
So stupid.
Throughout the entire history of this series, they just say
they're so dumb.
You're not better than us, so shut up.
Yeah, it's like that Family Guy meme, right? Where it shows like them on the couches. It's like, how come you always judge me? The NASA scientist is thrilled about the ratings, and basically he cracks a joke. And he's like, well, how are the astronauts doing? He's like, I don't know. All this equipment's used to measure TV ratings.
He's like, sir, the TV ratings are great. Yay! And how's the spacecraft doing? I don't know.
And this is where we start to get some of the most beautiful animation of the entire episode.
Oh, yeah.
They really did a great job of showing the majestic like shuttle with the Earth and the space and all the things.
Yeah.
It's all very nice. It's so cool. It's very beautiful.
It's all very nice.
And we get basically the shuttle is spinning towards Earth, and Homer is waxing on poetically himself, maybe taking a page from Lisa. But it turns out he's not admiring the majestic Earth and space and the size of the universe and our little part in it. He's all about those potato chips he smuggled on board.
The most inspiring sight I've ever seen. Giver of life, mother of us all. Hey, look what I brought aboard.
He immediately opens them up. And for people who don't understand how space works, they're in 0G. So anytime you open something up like that, it's just going to go everywhere.
Right.
And Buzz and Race are already like freaking out. It's like Buzz goes, Homer, no, they'll clog the instruments. Careful, they're ruffled.
I love my favorite line. So Buzz Aldrin has this very, patron, paternal sounding grandpa voice.
Yeah, kind of folksy, but not like stupid.
But
you know
also
what I mean?
like clearly like has led missions to space,
Right.
And so when he goes, careful, they're ruffled, it's like incoming, it's great.
But Homer's to the rescue for the mess that he made. He unbuckles his safety belts and we begin the how did you pronounce this? The Blue
Danube.
Danube. Okay. God, I'm terrible at pronouncing
the
things.
Blue Danube Waltz is what it's called.
And if you cannot pronounce it the same way I can, or even recognize the name,
I believe you pronounced it.
You will recognize the tune because it's ba 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 ba. Ba ba bum 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 ba da 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 bum 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 ba da 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 da. Yes,
but I do believe you pronounced it the Blue Danboo.
Yeah, the Blue Danboo.
The Blue Danboo Waltz. No, Blue Danboo Waltz. Come on down, you go ahead to Blue Danboo Waltz now.
Blue Danboo. Yeah. The animation is fantastic in this segment. We get like Homer is just and then he starts spinning with the rotation,
spinning, which is very much out of 2001: A Space Odyssey.
100%.
Yeah. Where you see the object in the foreground, and then Homer's also starts rotating, and they start rotating in synergy or whatever you would say.
Yeah, because that's how you do docking procedures and stuff like that
exactly.
in 0G.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Then we get the problem is Homer has no way to stop his forward momentum, and he's heading straight for the ant farm. And I love we get all these clicks and dialogue appears on the screen. And this is very Monty Python.
It's the ants talking to each other.
Very Monty Python. Ant number 1, protect the queen. Number 2, which one's the queen? I'm the queen. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
And then you get the crash.
Homer
and as they're all going out,
they're
all out of the thing, and they're all into the cockpit of the shuttle. And they're saying, freedom, horrible freedom. And then Buzz does a callback. Right?
Buzz goes, you fool. Now we may never know if ants can be trained to sort tiny screws in space.
Oh, man. That one doctor is going to be so upset that he doesn't get the ants research done. That's so funny. And then ground control chimes in, and we get James Taylor, who's going to sing him a song. I like how Homer thinks that James was a former president.
Former President James Taylor,
who would have been long dead. And then Buzz points out that now isn't the best time, and James Taylor ain't fucking having that shit.
I love it because I love James Taylor. James Taylor has this very old kind of that full kind of singer songwriter calming voice, and they're like, with all due respect, Mr. Taylor, we have a critical situation. I'm sure you'll understand. He's like, listen, Aldrin, I'm not as laid back as you think. Now, here's the deal. I'm gonna play, and you're gonna float there and like it.
Cut to everybody floating in space with chips and ants everywhere, and they're all just mad dogging it. They're just like, this is the worst.
He plays, when you're down and lonely and you need, and they just look so like
they're so pissed. They're so pissed off.
The animators in this are such an important character of the Simpsons because the animation is just brilliant.
And this was before CGI, so there was like a lot of work that went into this. Not that it isn't a lot of work with the CGI, but this took a lot of effort.
It's love and care. It is detail.
Now we get, would it be a classic Simpsons episode without a scene that becomes a meme? It's a scene that became a meme. It's a scene that became a meme. And this is probably the top Kent Brockman joke out there.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
right?
100%. And I mean, this is one of the things that made this episode so iconic, of course.
So Kent is reporting on the mission, and they're about to go to a live shot. And what happens is you see an ant pan through like a fisheye lens that's live on the shuttle. And then the feed cuts out before the ant is basically out of the picture. And the family screams. Kent is like disturbed. And we get a little bit of a clip here because I can't do this justice.
We've just lost the picture, but what we've seen speaks for itself. The Corvair spacecraft has apparently been taken over, conquered, if you will, by a master race of giant space ants. It's difficult to tell from this vantage point whether they will consume the captive Earthmen or merely enslave them. One thing is for certain, there is no stopping them. The ants will soon be here. And I, for one, welcome our new insect overlords.
And this is such a popular clip. And we know Ken Jennings, who's the current host of Jeopardy, was doing an event where he took on Watson, the AI IBM supercomputer,
on
in
Jeopardy,
a game
right?
of Jeopardy. And so, spoiler warning, the computer kicked the shit out of the two humans for this. But he also references this episode, and we have a clip of that too.
Over to Ken Jennings now. 18,200 going in. Bram Stoker is what we're looking for, and we find who is Stoker. I, for one, welcome our new computer overlord.
And that immediately made me a big fan of Ken Jennings because he is a super fan of The Simpsons, apparently.
Hell yeah.
And then we get Ken kind of selling people out because he's a local reporter.
I'd like to remind them that as a trusted TV personality, I can be helpful in rounding up others to toil in their underground sugar caves.
Gee, I wonder what it would be like if there was some live reporting a year from now after the ants took over about their underground sugar caves. Greetings and salutations, fellow slaves. This is Channel 9 News. My name is Chuck Daly. Today is glorious. You have the privilege to toil in the sugar caves of our great liberators. Praise the Queen. Our top story. Year-over-year sugar production is declining, and that's not good for our overlords. We now go to our eye in the sky, Bob Weekly, with more details. Praise the Queen.
Yeah, praise the Queen, Chuck. Considering these notorious ant conquerors are...
glorious liberators, Bob. Glorious liberators. Praise the Queen.
Yeah, the ant glorious liberators. Build their colonies underground. We can't see jack from the sky now. Chuck, you sycophantic moron. You don't understand the...
Oh, thanks for the update, Bob. Next up, Channel 9 aerial news reporter is recruited to the Springfield Sugar Mine. Praise the Queen. Should have done that for the first ad. And we get Marge.
We get cut back and they're watching the TV, and Mom is like, don't worry, kids. I'm sure your father's all right. And Lisa's like, what are you basing that on, Mom? And she's like, who wants ginger snaps?
It's such a Marge thing to do. You know, like.
But my favorite is Lisa in there going, yeah, what are you basing that on, Mom? Like,
right.
Don't feed
Just
us
literally calling her out on her
shit.
bullshit. Like, it's hella funny. And that is a very mom thing to do. Like, I have no control over this situation. I realize it's bad. How can I make my children feel better about it?
Of course.
I know. Ginger snaps.
I do love a ginger snap, Josh.
Oh, they're pretty good. All right. So James continues to play, and we get some more beautiful animation of the shuttle in space.
Well, so real quick is that, so he's playing, the hours of time and the telephone line, talking about things to come, sweet dreams and flying machines and pieces on the ground. He was talking about the shuttle disaster.
Oh, really?
And then he changes it.
I didn't pick
he's
up
like,
that.
I mean, and flying machines flying safely through the air.
Couldn't even say like cloud. He had to say air. Okay, I get it. But he actually has a pretty decent idea because he goes, ants, huh? We had quite a severe ant problem in the vineyard this year, and I had Art Garfunkel come up with his compressor, and we created a total vacuum outside the house, and we blew the ants out the front door. And he kind of gets like really sheepish about it. And he's like, but I'm sure, you high-tech NASA people could care less about our resort town ways. Resort town ways, mind you.
What I love is that the assistant, of course, brings out the
actually, quiet you. No, hold on a minute. Some kid downstairs might be onto something.
But so this is always all preceded by the ants got into the navigational equipment and shorted out, and we get this great animation of Homer and the astronauts just being tossed around in the spaceship.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. It's almost like a scene from Star Trek where like they, like, oh my god, they're like moving around and like There was a real quick tangent that's not on the main topic. There was a panel of the Next Generation crew. And they were like, all right, everybody, we just got hit by phasers. And they're like, they're moving their chairs violently back and forth like they would in the show.
That's great.
I thought it was great. So what do we got here? Oh, so the plan is to open up the shuttle hatch and blow the chips out and ants into space. Of course, Homer doesn't buckle his safety belt, but you know what? That's not on Homer. Well, that's on these fucking astronauts, man.
Wait, first, real quick, is with the callback when Buzz Aldrin's about to push the button to open the hatch, and he goes, "Make hatch blow now."
Oh, there you go. But like, think about it. Like, Homer is the dumbass in space. These guys are the pros.
Yes,
why aren't
100%.
they making sure that he's buckled into his seat
right
before even getting into theirs?
Series of checks for these things that they do. The implication is that Homer still, despite the checks and balances, the alarm bells going off, you know, still is completely unbuckled.
Also, what kind of strength did Homer have to survive the vacuum of space?
Right,
by just holding on to a console,
because they're all holding on exactly. Yeah. And then before they close the door, he takes his hands off it and he kind of like cleans crumbs off the hands, of course, naturally.
Yeah, he's like, well, that takes care of that. And then he gets sucked out. He grabs the handle last minute and he's about to be, out there in space.
So it's real quick, they have helmets on. That's why they're not instantly dying.
There you go. Let's see here. At the last moment, he grabs the handle of the hatch, bending it and eventually preventing the hatch from closing. So it kind of breaks off. And now
so it breaks off and Buzz reaches out and grabs him and pulls him back in.
Yeah, and the NASA officials declare this is a disaster. And I love how James Taylor is like, gotta go.
He like runs off and bangs his...
He gets the fuck out, dude. He's like, I'm not sticking around for this nonsense.
It's such a funny little moment.
So Buzz and Race are able to pull Homer in just before the handle breaks. And Race is fucking livid. He's like, with that hatch open, we'll burn up on reentry. That's it. If I go, I'm taking it to hell with me.
And Homer's like, wait a minute, Race. Just wait 1 second.
And he grabs an inanimate carbon rod.
And he starts going to whack him with it. At first, he like taps him on the helmet. And then he goes back to just like smash his helmet, which instantly kill him, of course.
I love is like, now I'll bust that pretty face of yours. And then, so he accidentally latches it in, and it goes like perfectly under the handle into like another support ring.
Part of the handle, it goes under that, and then there's like a little
like a U-shaped thing where you
sticks into the wall. Yeah, exactly.
Almost like just like a lock you would have on your door.
But he's still trying to grab it back out of there. He's just locks the door, and he's trying to grab it back out of there to beat this guy to death.
Wait, Homer, if that bar holds, we just might make it back to the Earth. I'll bash you good.
He's thinking about it. He's like, oh, so we'll survive?
Then we get back to Brockman. Well, this reporter was possibly a little hasty earlier and would like to reaffirm his allegiance to this country and its human president. May not be perfect, but it's still the best government we have.
And he has hung up hail ants. I did cut off the best part of that part, which was for now. He does this aside, but he has a hail ant sign on the back that's been hastily taped up there, like on.
And he rips that down, and he goes, "Oh yes, by the way, the spacecraft's still in extreme danger. May not make it back. Attempting risky reentry. Blah 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 blah. We'll see you after the movie."
He cuts the family watching this, like,
yeah. All right, so the shuttle is re-entering Earth's orbit. Buzz and Race are humming the battle hymn of the Republic while Homer is singing a Golden Grams jingle.
So that them humming, I think that's the reference to another reference to Right Stuff. And then I was like, crispy, crunchy, golden cereal, brand new breakfast treat.
Yeah, he loves his cereal jingles.
We all do, Josh. We all do.
Like I remember one. It was with the werewolf Flanders, and he's like, "Can't get enough of those sugar crisps." It's like, Homer, did you put the fog lights in? Guess someone forgot to put the fog lights in. All right, so Lisa is basically hoping they'll make it, and then Grandpa Abe chimes in. He's like, "It's a TV show. Of course they'll make it."
And we get the very dramatic, like a spaceship, like coming through the atmosphere, fire flames going all around it, and then we get this great shot of just sticks into a building like a dart. It's just like,
I mean, yeah, like a dart is a perfect example. I was going to say it's like a lawn dart or something like that. It's like
it doesn't destroy
smoke,
it. Even they're coming
fire.
in at many times the speed of sound. It
yeah,
no
shockwave, no
shockwave,
shockwave, right? Oh man, it's so good. And of course, it's a convention center, and that week the convention is for reporters,
right?
And that's how we get the gaggle of reporters who are there, like you would.
The door busts open, and they're all waiting for them there.
Yeah. And then Buzz basically gives a lowdown of it. And he's like, Homer Simpson was the real hero here. He jury-rigged the door using this. Hey.
I love the reporters are like, hey, what's that? Is that an inanimate carbon rod?
Cut to Time Magazine cover, In Rod We Trust, featuring the inanimate carbon rod. It also is getting a ticker tape parade.
They're showing on the TV. He's back in like one of those old-timey cars, you know.
So good. So back in Springfield, an annoyed Homer turns off the TV show because of the parade. And then Bart, once again, oh, they were just about to show a close-up of the rod. You know?
Oh God, I mean, it's such a perfect joke the way they do it.
It's so funny because I feel like Bart's heroes are like Krusty, Radioactive Man, Inanimate Carbon Rod. In that order. Krusty, Radioactive Man, Carbon Rod. Let's see here. And then Homer and Lisa are basically telling Homer to like, shut the fuck up. You had an experience that most people will never have in their lives, and that you should be proud of it. They encourage Bart to say the same thing as well, but he can't verbally show his pride for his father.
Right.
So we get a callback to the Sharpie joke, but instead of like insert brain here, he writes hero, and he kind of throws the pen up into the air like he's no longer going to use it anymore, right? Like
it's like real quick. That's really sweet that
it is.
Bart is calling his dad his hero because they're really good friends, him and his dad. Like they're the same person, you know.
Miscreants.
So when he looks up to him and he calls him his hero, it means a lot. It's a big deal. It's a very sweet moment.
And we get this fun transition where it goes from the pen being thrown in the air to a Fox satellite. And this is where we get yet another 2001 Space Odyssey reference, because the space satellite hits the cosmic Homer baby, and we get a dough in space.
And we get the
boom, 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 boom.
It hits him in the head and he goes, dough!
Yep. And that's it, man. That's the credits.
He's like glaring at the satellite, annoyed.
Robin, do you hear that sound?
What's that, Josh?
Well, you know what time it is. It's the Krusty
Brand
Seal of Approval. Nice. Well, my episode, so I'll go first. Deep Space Homer is a wonderful episode. I'm a big fan of NASA and space stuff in general. Add to that my favorite TV show. How could I not give this a 5?
Excellent.
The amount of callbacks is epic. Just to name a few, the inanimate cardboard rod, Bart's admiration of the rod, the face changes with the G-force, the NASA scientist whacking people with a blackjack, tiny screws, not to mention Barney getting sober and Homer being the big lovable dog we all, love. Chef's kiss all around. I mean, what are your thoughts, buddy?
What is there to say? I mean, it's a quintessential episode.
Yeah. Excellent.
It produced one, if not the most iconic lines in all of the entire series. Homer at his finest. We get out of this, we get other jokes like Grimy going, "You went to space? Sure. Haven't you?"
Been?
This is The Simpsons. This episode is The Simpsons. And yeah, it's spectacular. And you left out another classic, which is Barney getting in the jetpack.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. I love his like.
It is so funny because he's become svelte in like a week. And like he has one sip of non-alcoholic champagne and his gut comes back.
Everything's back right away. And also, like, it amazes me that they were so nervous about this. I feel like some of the creators thought this would be their jump the shark moment.
Yeah,
they're like we're just getting too far out there. That's insane. And
right.
This is before season 6, 7, and 8, where they go even further.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, like Homer going to space doesn't seem like that big of a deal in hindsight.
It's so funny to us now, thinking back, like, oh man, like this is a no-brainer. Like the everyman, like it continues the theme that they were talking about, like the family and stuff like that. It just kind of goes bigger on it. But like at the time, like they were breaking ground. Like they had no idea. There was no ever animated sitcom before this. Like they're like what.
Well, there was, but like, Fred Flintstone wasn't having a space program. You know what I mean?
I mean, like primetime adult, forward,
Yeah. Nice, man. Well, that's a wrap for Sacrilicious with Robin and Snerts. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Please do all the things, the cliche things, the liking, the following, the commenting, or just tell a friend and Clavin. We are currently on the Spotify, the YouTube, and the Apple Podcast. Snerts shoutouts. So I'm playing Alan Wake 1 and 2. It's a little weird. It's kind of like a Stephen King novel brought to a video game, where the protagonist is actually writing the story at the same time as it's happening, and there's like all this weird, like mystical, dark places and spooky shit happening. And the only criticism I really have from it is like, if you're writing your own story, why won't you give yourself a bigger flashlight and a better gun? Because the whole way the mechanics work, like you point the flashlight at the enemies, the darkness goes, and then you can take them out with a gun. I would have like had the superpower, like awesome, like see-through walls flashlight.
100%. Lumens. You need more lumens.
The cartoon that I'm watching right now besides Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder, is G.I. Joe Renegades. This is an interesting one because Cobra is like the mega corporation that owns everything and controls the world. But then you have these average Joes. Get it? Because it's G.I. Joe and they're average. And they're kind of on the run after Cobra frames them for a crime they didn't commit. So it's kind of like A-Team. It's kind of like G.I. Joe. And I'm really digging it because they actually have their characters not just be like stupid one-off people. They're actually really competent at their job, be it a villain or a good guy. So if you're into G.I. Joe, check out Renegades. It's not as bad as some of the other shit that they have on that property.
Cool.
And then we got Bananas. Never make eye contact when taking a bite. Finally, Dr. Moxford, the raddest fan of them all.
The Doctor.
Want to hear more from your old pal Snerts? Then check out the PlayStation Experience on PSVG. Oh, and PSVG on your podcast platform of choice. I can also be found on most of the things at Lord_Snerts. Robin, outros, plugs, rants, go.
Yeah, a couple things. Cut a spectacular show on Friday night. Trombo Shorty, he is the best New Orleans band leader. If you have a chance to catch his tour, you absolutely have to go see him. He's one of the great musical acts. His shows in Atlanta have been legendary. Also, one of the more fun things you can do in the summer, if you're in a town with MLS soccer, go down. The tickets aren't that expensive. You can get into the supporter groups. Even if the teams aren't good, that experience of a supporter culture sporting event is something really special. I highly recommend. And even if it's not MLF, if it's some of the other leagues that are underneath the AA, AAA sort of things, those teams are so much fun to watch. I really encourage that.
Very cool. Well, our goal is to get the last episode of season 2 out on March 29th. We should have a special guest too. Moxford is in the ring.
Doctor.
So hopefully all our schedules still line up and we can make that happen, because it would be great to have him join us for your pick, The Mysterious Voyage of Homer, which is also called the Insanity Pepper episode for those.
Hell yeah. Sure.
This is going to be a banger. It's one of my favorites. We're really going to go into David Silverman, who have played a key role into making this happen for season 8. And I can already tell you folks, like, we really wanted to end this with 2 of the biggest episodes of The Simpsons that we can think of. And I love how we're going off into the majestic, space. And then we're ending in a headspace, thanks to a psychedelic. So, hey, we did it.
Cosmic, baby, cosmic.
All right, it's time to wrap this up. Robin, hit me with that sweet, sweet quote.
Hello? Is this President Clinton?
Good. I figured if anyone knows where I could get some tang, it'd be you. Shut up!
So if I would have betted on this, I would have lost because I thought you were going to go, careful, they're ruffled.
Oh, I love that line. I mean, there's so many in this one.
I know. So until next time, folks, smell you later, true believers.
And I, for one, welcome our new insect overlords.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.